The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of the staff and management of Salem Media of Hawaii.
Aloha, I'm Chef Rock, and this is the Culinary Underground. Guest chefs, live music, and mixology. Let's go!
Chef Rock, he's one of a kind. Chef Rock, he will blow your mind. Chef Rock, you gotta watch him do his thing. Chef Rock,
All right.
Chef Rock, he's highly skilled. Chef Rock, and yes, it's thrill. Chef Rock, see what he's got cooking. Chef Rock,
Hey, I'm the other white meat.
Chef Rock,
Yeah!
Aloha, fans out there of the Chef Rock Show. Is there anyone up there? I hope so.
I hope so, too.
Yeah, me too. No, I know there's people listening, and it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yeah, there's 5 people, Chaz, right? No, you can also, if you're listening abroad, you could listen to us on iHeartRadio.
Yes.
Anytime.
I listen to you on iHeartRadio myself.
Well, that's a good thing.
On my iPad.
Yeah, that's a good thing, Laura. Because you're right here. How can you not be listening? Hello?
Because I haven't always been here.
Oh, that's twoo.
Okay.
So twoo. But anyway, it's going to be a fun show. What do we got coming up? Valentine's Day, right?
Yes.
Next Friday is coming up this week. So most people, I know a lot of guys, they always ask me, so what can I make that's easy? What can I bring? What can we drink? Well, we're going to answer all those questions on today's show. I think that today is the perfect day to talk about drinking.
Do we ever need an excuse, Chef?
We don't need any excuse, just a good bottle of brew, it's they complement each other. Everyone's the word of the day is pairing. Okay, we're pairing with the food. You're drinking it with the dish. Okay, but it's got to kind of mesh. It can't be something that's so obscure that you're going to go. I really don't enjoy that drink with the food, or vice versa. So we have some special drinks for you on this show today. We also have some special food. I'm going to do a couple of my old favorite recipes to get your honey in the mood. In the mood. Yeah, no, it's not Knockout Drops. It's not an HBO special. It's not the movie of the week that makes, one of those girly movies that make you cry. We're not watching that. You can afterwards. You can do whatever you want. But I'm going to have a couple of recipes that I want to share that are basically easy to make and something that a guy can do for his girl. Because I think that's the special part of being around Valentine's, is not that the woman's going to cook for you, that you're going to do something special for her. Whether it's your girlfriend, your wife, or just a friend for that matter. And let's get started. Obviously with drinks, everyone's always a little afraid of what to buy, what kind of wine goes with what. I always say, hey, if you have an opportunity to try a bottle of wine on your own, try it. And if you like it, buy it, right? And start a list.
Wow, that was a tough one.
It is. Yeah, but most people don't. They go to a store, and I know they do this because I see them, and they just buy a bottle that they recognize the brand name.
Yeah.
They have no idea what they're buying. And it's not a matter of price, ladies and gentlemen out there listening. I'm telling you right now, I've had $5 bottles of wine that taste just as good as a $60 bottle. Yeah. Now, granted, the price range fluctuates with the type of company it is. If it's a big company that has a lot of varietals out there, and you're paying for all the advertising dollars that go into to build that brand. Right. But there's a lot of wines out there that aren't like that. Well, we've got some people that we met.
I think people they should know that not to be afraid to ask, because today your wine people, the people in the stores, in the departments, in the wine and spirits department, they actually are very well educated, because the wine companies come to the store and they do tastings and they educate the people working. So you could always go to one of the employees and say, hey, can you help me with this? This is what I'm going to be serving or whatever. And they'll be glad to do that. It's okay to do that.
It is. And you are very right on that. Like Tamora's, you go into
right.
Tamora's, their wine store. I mean, incredible selection of hard liquors, liqueurs, and beers and wines. They're very knowledgeable. They will answer your questions. Not just to sell you a bottle,
No,
right?
they will answer your questions.
Exactly.
They want to help you.
So,
They'll even ask you what your price range is. They're not trying to sell you an expensive bottle of wine,
which is good.
necessarily. They'll ask
I would
you.
be.
Well, no.
I'd be in there hawking the most expensive stuff. Cause,
Fujioka Wine Times is another one that they're very knowledgeable and helpful, and you can ask for help there too.
and isn't like R. Smith's too?
Yeah,
with
they're
their wine and liquor and their
which
fancy
is
foods.
Foodland. Yeah,
Foodland.
Part of Foodland.
Great stuff.
The other one's Times. Yeah.
Times, but they all will. If you do ask, they'll answer. One that we've come across, and I'm familiar with it from California, is a Wilson Creek Winery.
Yeah, excellent.
Now, they obviously they make wine, but their biggest brand that they have is their almond champagne.
Oh,
And
oh my
it
God.
goes with everything.
People love it. Doesn't matter. Men, women alike love this product.
Now, there's some fakers out there, and I won't mention their names, but if you go into the store and you see and it's not a matter of price, Wilson Creek is the only almond champagne out there that's real. They actually put the almond extract in to the champagne process. Mm-hmm. They don't add it after it's made,
Okay.
like a lot of the companies do, and it's not truly basically fermented into the champagne process. And it's growing, and the flavor grows in the bottle as it's fermenting. Mm-hmm. That's real. That's as real as it gets.
Well, that's probably why it's so wonderful.
You have one glass of this, and you're wanting more.
Yeah.
And it goes with everything. You can have it as an aperitif. You can have it at the beginning of the meal. You can have it at the end. You can have it all by itself with
You can have it with
chocolates.
chocolate and strawberries.
Oh.
You don't even have to have a meal with it.
I know. And they have some other flavors I want to mention. Some of them aren't available yet. So if you are in Tamora's and you want it, you better talk to the manager and tell him, order it up, my brother. So they have a orange mimosa, which we've tried, and it is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable. Their peach Bellini.
Oh.
Very,
awesome
very
too.
tasty.
Yeah.
They also have one that I wanted to mention, and I haven't seen it over here yet in the islands. It is a dark chocolate dessert Zinfandel, but they call it the Cancia.
I haven't tried that, but it really
Chocolate
sounds
dessert.
good.
Well, one of the things that I know that they used to do at the winery was you buy chocolate little cups, little glass. They're like little cups, empty cups of chocolate, and you put some of the Zinf in there, and then you top it with the champagne, the almond champagne, and then you take a little nibble, sip a little, and then you throw the whole thing in your mouth.
Now, if that's not decadent, I don't know what is, Chef.
That's why they call it decadencia, chocolate dessert Zinfandel. And I'll tell you what, they'll probably kill me for saying it, but it tastes like an Almond Joy. You can't call it an Almond Joy.
A sponsor? I don't know.
No, not
kidding.
yet. Well, they won't be now.
No.
But it's one of those things where if you pop it in your mouth, it tastes just like it. And I'll have to tell you, it's a nice way to spend a Sunday afternoon sitting with your sweetheart, either at the beach or wherever you're allowed to drink, in your backyard, in a chair, on your couch. And I'll tell you what, you'll enjoy the evening. Let me share a quick recipe with you. It's called the Chef Rock shrimp puff, huh?
Sounds good.
But it can be made with any kind of seafood.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be just shrimp, but shrimp is easier to work with in this particular case. It cuts up nicely, and it goes a little like this. First, you got to make a little dry rub. And it's basically garlic powder. And I will post this on I promise I'll get it on my website, chefrock.com. And it's garlic powder, dill weed, paprika, a little sea salt, white pepper, and cayenne pepper. So it's got a little spicy bite to it. So you make that dry rub, no problem. Then, at the store, the only brand that's out there is Pepperidge Farm that sells the puff pastry sheets. Not the cups, the sheets. So it unfolds like in a 3-fold, so it's probably about a 8.5 by 11. It looks like a piece, about the size of a piece of paper. It's pretty close to that. And so you get that. But you got to let it defrost first. But don't let it sit out all dang day, because what happens, it's a piece of dough.
You can't pull it apart.
No, it'll get sticky.
Okay.
So if you get it and defrost it, and then when you take it out of the pack, you could actually move it, then it unfolds in a 3-fold, relatively easy. And then you just want to cut that into maybe about 3-inch strips by 4-inch or 5. whatever the size of those shrimp are. I like to use the 26/30s. When you see that on a label, that means there's 26, that's a sizing, and that's 26 to 30 shrimp to the pound. So they'll have 16/20s, and then you see like the U15s, that means they're getting bigger and bigger. The U15s, and then there's U10s. U10s, you actually need saddles because they're so big you can ride them. They're huge shrimp. They look like lobster tails.
Saddles.
You gotta put a little baby saddle on it. It's a horsey shrimp. So you get those shrimp, and I remove the tail. And then if they're not clean, nowadays most of the shrimp are clean. They're
How about that, huh?
The work is done for you. But if you don't have it done, you want to go on the hump of the shrimp, the top part of the curl of the shrimp. From the tail all the way to the front, run a small knife, not all the way through, only about a 1/4 inch, and that'll open up, and that's where that vein is, that ugly vein. We know what that is. And basically just rinse that off underwater, and it's nice and clean. Perfect to use. Then dry them. Now, take a bit of that dry rub, and you want to put that onto the puff pastry. Ooh, yeah, all right. That's good. Then you put that shrimp on there and line it up, kind of straighten it out, and let it run the length of the puff pastry, so it's on top of it. Okay. And then I put a little cilantro and a little roasted red pepper in there, the whole length of the shrimp. Okay. And then you roll it up like a cigar, and then seal both ends, so you have a nice long tube of shrimp and puff pastry.
That sounds wonderful.
Now, you can cook them that way, but from the appetizer point of view, you want a small little poo-poos. So imagine a piece of shrimp all encapsulated in puff pastry. Okay, you can pinch the edges, it'll seal. Then with a knife, you want to cut them in about 1-inch pieces. Mm-hmm. So then when you put them on a sheet pan, you turn them so you can see the shrimp on the top. You see the red pepper and the cilantro. And then you bake them. You want to bake them at about 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. You'll see them turn golden brown. The puff pastry will cook, and they puff up. They puff up and a nice piece of shrimp inside. They're good like that, but I like to dip them. And our old friends at Aloha,
of course,
have a mango pineapple glaze.
That sounds good.
My gosh, let me tell you.
It does. It sounds really good.
You dip the shrimp in there, and I'm licking the bowl. I'm looking for a piece of bread after. I need a biscuit. I need a biscuit to soak up all that goodie. Oh, that glaze is so good. And all you have to do is put it in a little bowl and serve it up like that. Your honey will be going, where's that champagne? Where's the shrimp? So that's a good quick recipe. If you want something a little more.
I think I can even do that.
You know, hey, one of the guys. Well, you gotta pick one of your boys. Whoever's going to be the recipient of the shrimp puff. Here's another quick recipe, and this is basically very very local. It's kind of a local ceviche.
Wow. So
it's made with some sugar, and then you got to use the Aloha, either the regular soy. Some people don't like, they got to watch their salt intake.
Right, exactly.
It has nothing to do with the soy itself because soy is incredibly flavorful. So if you have to watch the salt, they do make a low salt soy sauce. Aloha does. Okay. A little rice wine vinegar, lime juice, minced garlic, and I always use the fresh if you can, folks. Okay, it takes a little time to chop, and I know the stuff in the jar is nice and easy. Sometimes I use it. I have to admit it, but there's nothing that does it better than fresh garlic or fresh ginger. So we also got fresh ginger. So you could dice it, but if it's going to stick to the ceviche and things of that nature, you might want to just use it on a cheese grater and get all that pulp. And there'll be all these stringy, fibrous parts that are in the middle that get stuck to the grater.
Yeah.
And that's what you throw away. But you get that pulp, fresh ginger, fresh garlic, and a little wasabi paste. Okay. Mix that all together. You can go with ahi, snapper, cut them into 1-inch strips. You don't have to. There's a lot of other fish that's available out there. You can go with shrimp, scallops, whatever you want, but this works kind of the best. So you just mix this all together, and then you put your fish into your sashimi, and you let it marinate for about an hour. Can you taste that already?
I can smell the garlic right now.
Yeah. And then you want to just basically put it on either a bed of whatever you'd like. Actually, some organic mixed greens, so you have a nice presentation for your honey. This is all about your honey. put the fish on, scoop it out, put it on there, and then scoop out a little of that marinade. And now this is the only time you'll ever hear me say that you could reuse the marinade. Because it's not really a marinade. It's a cooking element that actually cooks the ceviche, cooks the sashimi
together.
into a more.
Yeah.
So this is like a little gourmet poke, because it's not just all raw. It will start to chemically cook a little bit from the lime juice.
Right.
So you'll have some different coloration on the fish, especially if you use snapper. It'll actually almost look like it's cooked all the way through. And it is, to a certain degree. It chemically cooks the fish. That's what ceviche is versus a poke. So that's a fantastic, and, speaking of...
Sounds great.
I'm ready to eat right now.
I know.
And you serve that up with some of the Wilson Creek almond champagne. Oh, my God. Or the mimosas is great, but you gotta force Tamores to buy it. So just call, if you're down there, just tell them that, you heard it on the radio, on the Chef Rock Show, and I want my sashimi served with a bolini. So get your booty down there and order it up. So, we always brag about Aloha, but when you really look into the company itself, it's an incredible story, and I love repeating it. It was established in 1946. 5 Japanese families, post-World War II, which is a tough time for, the Japanese, especially here on the island, I'm sure. They survived all these years of competition, and we know who the other brands are.
Of course.
But these are old Japanese recipes that these families brought together.
With a lot of pride.
And love.
Right.
Because it's still made the same today as it was.
That's what really says a lot.
It still has Brian is the president.
Right.
He's a family member. After 40 years, to have still a family member involved in the business is tough. I could only imagine, if my dad had his own business and saying, "Son, you're going into the family business." Well, what if I didn't want to? Well, I want to be a fireman, or something else. So to have that continue is just a compliment to the company and the people that work there. Like, we work with Gerda Tom. She's incredible.
Yeah, what a lovely lady.
Oh, you just want to get up and hug her every time you see her. She is so nice. Everyone down there is so dedicated to that business. That's why we love them as our sponsor.
Yes.
Besides making the greatest show you around,
right.
They also make glazes, barbecue sauce, and every variety of, like, soy sauce, your regular, your low salt, and your Aloha Gold, which is that premium. Ooh, that's what I like to use, the full flavor. So go out there and just make sure you buy Aloha when you're in the stores. And we do. We do. And we want to thank them for being our sponsor and hope they continue. And let's move on. We're going to take a little break right now because now I'm hungry and thirsty.
I know.
And when we come back, we're going to talk Campion Tequila.
Oh, Campion. You got it.
All right. See you in a little bit. Chef Rock Show.
Hey, I need to tell you something you really gotta know. If I was in your shoes, I truly wanna know. See, a woman was my girlfriend a couple years ago. I saw her just the other day. She said that you're okay. That's what she said. You're exceptional. That's what she said. You're unusual. That's what she said.
I'm Chef Rock, and we'll be back after this break. This portion of the show is brought to you by Aloha Shoyu. Taste the flavors of Aloha. Made in Hawaii since 1946. For more information, just go to chefrock.com. Don't forget the dot.
A last will and testament is one of the most important documents you'll ever need. Now you can prepare your will, plus power of attorney and living will, 3 vital documents, all for just $29.95. U.S. Legal Forms has provided state-specific legal forms to attorneys since 1996. Now you can use these same forms while saving time and money. Whether preparing your will, buying or selling a home, incorporating a business, U.S. Legal Forms can help. Satisfaction's guaranteed or receive a full refund. Plus, you'll find real people you can talk to, providing first-class customer support. Go to uslegalforms.com/Mike and receive your will, power of attorney, and living will for only $29.95. That's www.uslegalforms.com/Mike. U.S. Legal Forms are the forms professionals trust. Affordable and fast, your will can be prepared in the next hour. Go to uslegalforms.com/Mike or call 800-944-8753. That's 800-944-8753.
Welcome back to the Chef Rock Culinary Underground Showgram.
Chef Rock, he's one of a kind. Chef Rock, he will blow your mind. Chef Rock, you got to watch him do his thing. Chef Rock,
All right.
Chef Rock, he's highly skilled. Chef Rock, and yes, it's thrill. Chef Rock, see what he's got cooking. Chef Rock,
Hey, I'm the other white meat.
Chef Rock, yeah.
All right, welcome back to the Chef Rock Show, right here on AM 690, The Answer. And as we always say, if we don't know the answer, we'll make it up. I love it. Well, I'll tell you what, it's always good to be here on a Saturday,
Yeah.
you know, but if you're not doing anything on a Friday night, you should be watching our TV show
Yes.
every Friday
I
night.
watched your show.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you enjoy it.
There's a little joke behind that.
Well, hey. Quack, 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 quack. Well, our show is on Friday nights at 7 on K5. So watch it every Friday night. We have a lot of fantastic chefs, guest chefs from around the island. Music that you always listen to is by Johnny Valentine and the Candy Bullets. Fantastic. We love Johnny. Johnny's incredible. He's been around for quite a while. He's got quite a history in the music business. If you get to see him when he's out there working at the Hard Rock, I believe, one of the nights of the week, I can't remember which one, but if you go,
Hilton, is he at the Hilton?
he's at all over the
Yeah.
place. If you go to the Johnny Valentine website, you look up johnnyvalentine.com, I believe it is. It'll tell you his schedule, and you got to go see him live. The guy's incredible, and we're just privileged to have him on our show.
I know. Very privileged.
Well, you know, we just talked about a couple of recipes that you can make for your honey. And guys, you know, I'll put them on. I will put them on the website this weekend, so you have plenty of time to go to the store and buy all the goodies that you need. And you know, maybe pick up some flowers. I'll tell you what. On the show, we use the flowers from Leilani's.
Yeah, Leilani. Sweet Leilani.
Sweet Leilani, that's
Yeah.
right.
Amazing flowers. Oh my
What street
God.
are they on down here? Do you remember?
Dillingham. They're on on
They're
Dillingham.
in Dillingham.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh, beautiful
Picturesque.
arrangements.
I've never seen anything so wonderful in my life.
So if you get a chance, go on down there, pick up the flowers there, go to Tamora's, get the almond champagne, and then pick up some great ahi, make the ceviche, or make the shrimp puffs. You know, traditionally, ceviche is Mexican. You know, you see it in Mexican restaurants.
You do.
I mean, basically, it's poke that's chemically cooked.
Yeah.
All right, it's good.
All right.
Either way you make it, it's good. But you don't always have to drink champagne with ceviche. We have, you know, obviously in a Mexican restaurant, what do you think you're going to drink?
Tequila.
Tequila, not just any tequila, I'm telling you. my
Campeón.
friend. Campeón, which means champion.
Yeah.
It's the best tequila.
It is.
Now, Campeón, you know, we hype it because it's got a great background. Everyone's into sustainability. They're all into the words of the day, small batch, craft.
Right, exactly. That's big
Artisan,
now.
like
Very
the name
big.
of our company.
I know. Wow.
Artisan Brands of
I wonder
Hawaii.
Who thought that one up?
Geez, I don't know. They should get extra moolah. So the good thing is, you know, as we always say,
Yeah.
quality is always the way to go.
It is. And everything. Food, as you always say, chef. And everything.
Yeah, you know, you might have to pay
Yeah.
a little extra, but if I'm looking at a piece of ahi and it doesn't look good, I'm not going to buy it because it's cheaper than, you know, the ahi at the next store. That's nice in, you know, maybe grade 2 or grade 1 if it is for sashimi. And, you know, you want to go, you know, something that's very colorful, something that you look like you want to eat it right out of the pack. So if you're making that ceviche at home and you want some good tequila, Campeón, and it's spelled like camp, Campeon, small batch, single barrel.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you've ever been in a distillery and you see the sizes of like a Patron or some of these other brands. my gosh. I mean, it takes away the love of making tequila when you see it in a 10,000 gallon tank.
Right.
But when you see it in a single barrel, and it's not just any barrel, they use bourbon barrels, correct?
Yes.
From like Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. That's what most of your tequila is. They purchase Jim Beam, for instance, all their barrels.
So once you get that barrel, and an old trick of the trade of a lot of those big tequila companies, so they get that color in once it gets to that 1 year mark and beyond, they use charred barrels. They burn the inside of the barrel black. Then they put the raw tequila in there and age it. And what happens, the coloration's coming from the char. Mm-hmm. It's fake. That's not real. That's not natural aging.
Yeah. And also some companies caramel color also.
Caramel color. And they
and
also...
that's also with cognacs. It's very prevalent with cognacs. But, yeah.
So, if you want to buy something that's real... your tequila should not be really dark after 1 year.
I would always question that. That gives you, it's a dead giveaway.
Now that people know.
When you see that and you see like it's only, it's
a year old and it's dark.
And it's really dark.
There's no way.
It's got to question that. Wow, why?
Well, if it's got a big name brand on it, then you know why.
Yeah.
And one of the other tricks that they do to give it some weight and a little bit of thickness to it, just to thicken it up a little. They put glycerol in there.
Yeah,
that's a chemical. Hey, why are you putting chemicals in my tequila?
Right. You don't need it.
How about an all-natural tequila? Great flavor, a sipping tequila. Because most people, if I'm going to do a tequila and I have to lick salt off my hand and eat lime after because it tastes so bad, I don't want to drink it. And it's not cheap to begin with. So why not have something that you could actually sip and enjoy and eat, and you could do it with a poo-poo. I like that. So Campeon Tequila. And where can we get I know that, if you can't find it in the stores, ask for it. But
you can just ask your friendly salesperson there.
Yeah, and it's good stuff. You'll enjoy. And, of course, our old friends at Kona Brewery.
Kona.
Nothing goes better than an ice-cold Kona while you're sipping on, your wife's toes. I don't know where I was going. I had to sucking on your wife's toes for Valentine's Day. Well,
No, I just had to turn around and look at our producer for a second.
What? He refuses to look at me. He's not
now.
even listening to us anymore.
Good, he missed that one.
No, but it's one of those things where, Kona... He's laughing.
He's laughing now.
Jazz, come on, my brother. So, Kona beer. Another... historical story of success.
And don't we love that, though, Chef? That's what we love about these products, is the stories that we get to tell, right?
I love you're absolutely correct. And what's funny is on the mainland, these companies that started this way got bought out by someone, and then they lose all identity.
Yeah, I think
with
that's
where
right.
they're from. All these craft beer companies are getting so dang oversized, they kind of lose their identity. But with Kona, it was a father and son that started on the Big Island. And continues to, enjoy different types of beer that they do as a craft beer. And it's one of those things where, they got, the Big Wave Golden Ale, they Longboard is turning into like the new Bud. Everywhere I go, I see Longboard and everyone's drinking it.
Yes.
And it is a good beer. If you want something a little heartier, you got, the Fire Rock, Pale Ale. One that I really like is the Cocoa Brown.
I knew you were going to say that one.
But the Pipeline Porter, awesome. Mm-hmm. And when they have seasonal beers like Waialua Wheat, but everything's named after a place in Hawaii.
I know, I love that best.
And they got great logos.
And I love their commercials. We run them on our show.
Commercials are great. So, next time you're going to sit back and enjoy, whether it's Valentine's Day or not, enjoy a nice ice-cold Kona beer. And we want to thank them for being a sponsor. I mean, they help us all along the way. Also, I got something I want to throw out there. You might want to do it on Valentine's Day. Jump out of an airplane. I mean,
for no apparent reason.
No. A lot of people want to do this. I want to do it.
How many more pounds?
I gotta get on the scale over there. They gotta.
Because you may be Chef Rock, but you can't go out the door of a plane like a rock.
I might. Well, I will, but I'll be a flat rock maybe when I land. But I got a skipping stone. It's one of those things where if you're going to do something fun, maybe go skydiving. And the only place to go on the island is Skydive Hawaii. They're up there on the Dillingham Air Base, North Shore.
Yeah.
I sent a group of friends up there when they were in for the Pro Bowl. They had the time of their life. Now, during the polo season.
I know. That's amazing. The
starts
show.
in April. The polo
it's just
season.
around the corner
I know.
again.
So what happens at halftime, the Skydive Hawaii team jumps in. And they usually bring someone near the end of their jumps that it's their first timer. And I always, because we're in the kitchen there, I'm looking out and I see them, and they got a grin from ear to ear. And then when you speak with them, it was like the most revolutionary thing they ever thought of to do in their life. Like, why didn't I do this sooner? You're up there 12,000 feet. You have someone strapped to your back who's an expert, so you feel safe. The planes are great. Frank, the owner's unbelievable. What a nice guy. They're also a sponsor of the Chef Rock TV show, and we're proud to have them on for season 2 and 3. And I'll tell you what, how more beautiful can you get than the North Shore?
I know, it's
as you
gorgeous.
jump out of a plane, and you're looking down on creation. I mean, just to see that from that altitude.
Right. Well, if our listeners watch the show, they can see the them jumping out and how beautiful it is, and the whole, the view from the sky
Yeah.
and.
But
It's amazing.
It is amazing, and they're always voted number one.
Oh, I
on
didn't
the
know.
island.
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Oh yeah, it's Hawaii's number one skydiving company since 2012, and for good reason. You can just go to skydivehawaii.com. That gives you all the information. You watch video of people. Having the time
what I
of
love the
their
most.
life.
Yeah,
So it's amazing. So that's something fun to do.
it is.
I mean, wouldn't that be a cool, nice surprise, honey? What are we doing for Valentine's Day? Jumping out of a plane. And then you have the champagne afterwards. You're already down that way.
That's quite a setup, actually. Yes.
You know what I mean? Have the poo-poos already made. Put them in a cooler. Bottle of champagne. Couple glasses on ice. And then you're down there by the beach. And you just sit there on the rocks. Sip of champagne. Some poo-poos.
You're gonna have to fly your wife out here.
I know, and push her out of a plane. No, she'll love it. While I'm shouting out, I might as well, shout out to my wife, Janice. I love you, my daughter, Rihanna, and my son, G-Man. And the dog, Chanel.
Okay.
Can't forget the
dog.
dog. If she's listening, she's jumping up right now going, it's a little Maltese.
How cute.
Yeah, she's a Grady. So, my family's back in San Diego still, and I always think of them and shout out to them that I love them. So, and I will, she probably will jump out of a plane because she's done incredible things in her life. She's a 12-year survivor of breast cancer. So she's done it all already. So to do something like that, to jump out of a plane, would be freedom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe I will get her up there and give her a little shove. You're first.
And then you'll chicken out, right?
I'll
No,
probably
no.
chicken out. I saw one video where a guy passed out. It wasn't here at Skydive Hawaii.
Oh.
So a guy passed out. He was so excited. And then when he woke up, he was like, whoa, where am I? Oh, my God. And he had a blast. When he landed, I saw the interview with him. And the guy had the time of his life. I think he just got a little scared at the first initial jump. But I'll tell you what, Skydive Hawaii, they walk you through step by step on how it's going to happen. They take very good care of you. And, hey, go see them up at Skydive Hawaii. Tell them Chef Rock sent you. And all the personnel that work up there are great. Hey, I wanted to mention one thing to all our listeners out there. The Chef Rock TV show is a taped show. So on February 17th, President's Day, we're shooting 5 new TV shows for K5. We have a studio audience. And we shoot it right at the Hawaii Polo Grounds, right up there in Molokalia.
Beautiful area.
Right across from the Dillingham Ranch, which is a little south of the airfield where Skydive Hawaii is. So, you're all invited to come on down.
Right. That'll be fun.
But you do have to go to send me an email. Let me know how many people are coming. We try to limit it to 35 to 40 per show. I have 5 guest chefs coming and owners of local companies. I'm not going to name them, but we will have
surprise.
It's a surprise, and we might even have a big old surprise guest from Hawaii 5-0. I won't
Never
even say
know.
who. He's already said yes. I just got to get him there. It'll be a fun day. When I make my dish, it comes out of the kitchen, and you all get to taste it. My sous chef, Mary, she whips it up in there, and it all comes out. And so whatever I make, you get a sample of it. We have 2 cocktail segments in each show. When they make a drink, y'all get a drink. And then when the guest chef makes his dish, y'all get some more food. So it's a lot of fun. Bring the kids.
Oh, the kids are going to love it.
Just
too.
no screaming babies, please.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Or ladies
that.
that love cheese that scream out, "I love cheese!" We have one lady got a little inebriated and kept yelling out in the middle of my show, "I love cheese!"
For no apparent reason, just randomly.
Random cheese lover.
Random rants.
But it worked. It's fun. It's a fun day out. We shoot 5 shows, so there's a lot of activity going on. And the first show starts around 10. They last about an hour. So we shoot from 10 till dusk. So we'll go through, so you can come any time, and slide in. You might have to wait a little in between breaks of the shoot, but that's not a problem. There's plenty of places. It's also a great place to come and hang out. You're right at the Hawaii Polo Grounds, and if you're interested, they do trail rides on the beach.
I know.
How cool is that? I mean, that's a beautiful area up that neck of the woods, and they do the horsey rides. As I mentioned, polo starts in mid-April. So if you've never been
around the corner,
I know. But if you've never been to a polo match, it's a great opportunity to come and enjoy a day outside with your family. That's the important part.
Yeah, it is.
It's with your family. Valentine's usually, you try to get rid of the kids someplace, so you can have some alone time,
right,
with your girl. So it's one of those things where this is a family event.
It's very casual. I think people get the wrong idea.
Right.
They're thinking it's uppity polo. Oh, no, it's, come on out, try some of the Chef Rock lunches. It's amazing. Some people bring umbrellas.
Pop up a tent.
A pup tent.
They have, people bring everything.
They do.
Their own barbecues.
They do everything.
You line the beach.
Right. I used to love up that side, too.
Yeah.
On the water
So
side.
you can get there and enjoy a whole day of polo and all that fun stuff. You're listening to the Chef Rock Show right here on AM 690, The Answer. We'll be back in a minute. All right. I'm Chef Rock, and we'll be back after this break. This portion of the show is brought to you by Aloha Shoyu. Taste the flavors of Aloha. Made in Hawaii since 1946.
Are you suffering from pain and fed up with what you're using now? Let me tell you about a new pain-relieving breakthrough cream that is helping people everywhere. It's called Alcis, A-L-C-I-S. No other topically applied non-prescription cream delivers more pain-relieving medicine more effectively than Alcis. Why? Because Alcis uses patented medical technology to deliver pain relief deep down to the source of your pain. Alcis is clinically proven to work in as little as 5 minutes and is ideal for back pain, knee pain, neck pain, arthritis, and pain from sports or work injuries. Alcis will treat your pain or will give you your money back. To find out how you can receive a free tube of Alcis with this limited time radio offer, log on to www.mypaincream.com. That's www.mypaincream.com. Or call 800-372-0550. That's 800-372-0550. 800-372-0550.
For more information, just go to chefrock.com. Don't forget the dot. Welcome back to the Chef Rock Culinary Underground Showground.
Chef Rock, he's one of a kind. Chef Rock, he will blow your
Hey, I'm the other white meat.
Chef Rock.
Yeah!
Welcome back to the Chef Rock Show. I'm Chef Rock with Laura, and you're listening to the Chef Rock Show on AM 690, The Answer. And as we always say, we don't know the answer.
We'll make it up.
Boy. Anyway, we had a kind of a full show, a lot of great information. For instance, like Wilson Creek.
Yeah.
Great champagne. We were just talking in the break about basically that people might assume that almond champagne is like really, really sweet.
Right. It's not. It's not at all.
It's full flavor of an almond. Mm-hmm. Just think if it was a macadamian champagne. Ooh, I think we might have hit on something there. It's not going to be sweet, but you're going to taste that macadamia nut. In this case, you're tasting the almond. So it's got a little sweet taste to it, but it's not like overly sweet. You could have a sip of this and go, I can keep drinking this. Like if this was your beverage of choice for the night, you could drink it all night. It's not going to like go, oh man, that's like
Remember we tasted it at the golf tournament, and even the guys from many of the bars and restaurants that tried it were very surprised. Like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
It's not sweet, so do not even go there.
It's drinkable.
It's
and what's great about it is, guys like it too.
Yeah, they did.
And it's not like your typical champagne, though. You know, like your typical champagne. I'm not a big fan of champagne.
No, yeah.
And if I do have it, it's like one glass.
And you don't get a headache. There's none of that.
Because it's all naturally brewed. I mean, the way they ferment it in the bottle, like a real champagne. Now, I know technically it's not a champagne unless it's from Champagne, France. But let's face it, we know the recipe. Sorry, all you Frenchies out there. We know the recipe, and you can't do a thing about it. So we called it sparkling wine. That, when you see sparkling wine on a bottle, that's basically it is champagne. It's the same process.
They're just following the European law.
Right. Right.
Which is nice. That's fine.
That's fine. That's no problem. But we don't live in France, do we? Huh? No. But it's a great, real champagne. So give it a try. And also, the recipes will be posted. I promise. I'll put the recipes on the chefrock.com website. And I have my email address there. If you'd love to come to the show on February 17th, President's Day, at the Hawaii Polo Grounds up on the North Shore, Molokalia.
Yes.
Finally got.
I know it's a hard one, huh?
There's an E in there. In the Molokalia area, right past Waialua, and right across from the Dillingham Ranch, right there on the Farrington Highway. It's right there on the water. Plenty of parking. We usually have 35 to 40 guests. There'll be some food, drinks, a lot of fun.
And you can watch the taping of the show.
Well, that's
it. The part that's the most fun is watching you actually really cook.
But here's the best part. You're not actually just watching me cook. You're part of the show.
Well, yes.
You could yell stuff out.
Don't forget that I am there, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You are.
Right.
Oh,
I'm standing next to a cameraman,
that's
though,
all
making
right.
faces at you, but I am there.
Yeah, you're there. So what's good about it is that you get to be part of the show. You're not just in the audience. You're part of the show. And you get to taste and eat. And anytime you get to taste and eat for free is a good day.
Yeah.
But it's a fun day. It's a fun day. People actually, I've been to many tapings of many, many shows, and sometimes they're boring, because the TV production has to stop down. It's not the same as you think when you watch it on TV, all edited together. Mm-hmm. But this is a fun show. We have a live band. We got Johnny Valentine and the Candy Bullets. Vito has departed to the mainland for a while. So
God, we're going to miss him, huh?
I know. I already missed him.
He is so funny, that guy.
He is funny.
Oh, my God. And talented, too.
Very, very talented. Aj is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Johnny Valentine, of course, who wrote the theme song for the Chef Rock Show. Yeah. Incredible guy. And I know Vito and Aj got their 2 cents in there. But they'll be there live. So we got music. We got some libations. We've got food. February 17th, Hawaii Polo Grounds. We start shooting at 10, and we do 5 shows. So we got like 5 different guests coming on, 10 different cocktails. And so there's a lot of sampling, a lot of eating. So come on down. Drop me a note at R-O-C, at chefrock.com. And we'll make sure that we could fit you into some of the shows. And you can tell us how many people and what time you want to come down, and we'll have a little schedule, and you can come in and sit and hang out as long as you like. So that is that on the show. And let's see, what else? We have, I wanted to, someone that helped us out a while back when we were outfitting the Hawaii Polo Grounds Country Club there with restaurant equipment.
Right.
Not just restaurant equipment, but this is equipment that you could use in your home. They've been around for about 30 years, actually since 1975 to be exact. And it's Ross Appliances.
Right.
Great company. I went in there. I spoke with Bobby, the son, and I spoke with Tyler, the dad. And they cut us a great deal. We got refrigerators, we got stoves, everything we needed. They rebuild, they clean up, they paint, and they guarantee their appliances. That's why they've been around for so long. They got washers, dryers, refrigerators, freezers, and furniture. Everything you need. And don't forget to ask them about the free delivery, too.
Oh, good.
They're great. They're in, let's see, they're in Waipahu and Kalia.
Okay.
So go down and see them. Tell them Chef Rock sent you, and they'll take care of you. Ask for Tyler. If Bobby's still around, ask for Bobby. They'll take care of you, and I didn't mention it earlier, but everyone's always looking for something that's sustainability, giving back to the community, trying to use more local. And that's what we're all about on the Chef Rock Show, TV and radio.
Exactly, yes.
What we tell you is kind of from the heart. I believe in helping, like Laura does, helping the local business grow. So we try to use as much local products as we can. That's why we're affiliated with Aloha Shoyu, Kona Brewery, Skydive Hawaii. Also wanted to mention in Ross's Appliances. But I wanted to mention VJ's Butcher Shop up there in Haleiwa!
Woohoo!
Up there on the North Shore there. Woo,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. You need some meat, fish, poultry, eggs, anything that is local, they have there. They've been around for a little while. I always mention they're across the street from McDonald's because that's like a landmark there,
Yeah.
So when you're coming up into Haleiwa, you'll see him on the right-hand side. Go in there, ask for Justin. He'll take care of you. They notify me when they get some really cool stuff in. So right now they're getting venison.
Venison, yeah,
Deer.
from Molokai.
Yeah, from Molokai.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
We've had their beef from Molokai, the grass-fed beef. Unbelievable. You could tell grass-fed versus the domesticated cow that you get all your meats from the mainland, which still sells in a lot of the stores here. The meat is darker.
Yeah,
the fat is yellow. It's all grass-fed.
Yeah, so don't be afraid of that, right?
No,
I mean,
don't be frightened that it's like looking like it might
It's
be.
like weird.
Ooh,
I
is
know,
that,
like, is
'cause
that
you're used
bad?
to the
I know.
white fat that you
I know.
see in mainland
I have
beef.
it in my freezer, and I even thought that at first
Yeah.
myself. That's kind of a weird color. but-
Well, it is a natural color. It's a leaner cut of beef. We had a skirt steak on there, and it was unbelievable on the show. It was like butter. It cut like butter. It was beautiful. So you can get all the fish. They get it right from the boats. Manchong, ahi, mahi. Whatever is available, that's what they're selling.
But they'll even tell you, when I went in there, they'll even tell you what's going to be coming up, too.
Yeah, because they have
which
an order.
is interesting. Yeah, I found that really fascinating.
What's cool is like if they know the farmer's going to slaughter a couple of his
Animals.
pigs.
Yeah.
Well, pigs.
Yeah.
So because that
Or anything
seems
else
well,
that
the pork seems to go really fast.
Okay. Yeah.
And he'll say, "Hey, we got it all coming in, but it's going to be gone like in 2 days if you don't get it." Same with the venison. You can get it ground, because a lot of times venison is very, very lean, has a gamey taste, and you have to be a little experienced in cooking venison. But when it's ground, you could do anything that you would normally do with ground.
Right.
How about a venison chili? Venison burgers. Venison balls on a stick.
I haven't tried that one yet.
No, they're good. You actually make them like a...
On
with
a skewers, you mean, right?
Yeah, on a stick,
okay,
a skewer. I kind of use a little Mediterranean rub I'll make, and I mix that in with ground beef, or in this case, deer meat, venison, and you form it on the stick. You can either make it in a ball shape or you can make it into kind of like a little tube. And then you cook that off, either on the grill or in the oven.
Okay. That sounds
Oh, then serve with a little Aloha pineapple mango.
good. Of course.
Or hit it with a glaze or a barbecue.
And have a glass of champagne with it.
Oh, man, everything
And a
goes so
shot of
well together.
tequila.
Everything is beautiful. Yeah, got me hungry. So that's what the show's about. We like to do a lot of local stuff. And that's, what we do. So remember, chefrock.com. We got the tapings coming up. And I also mentioned earlier in the show about Dave and Buster's. Did I mention them? Okay, I had them on my list, and I wanted to mention them again. During Pro Bowl, we did a cigar smoker and cognac smoker up on the roof of Dave and Buster's. And I don't know if you've ever been up there, but it's beyond the game room. Which I have to say, I love the game room that has a huge bar in the middle for the adults.
They had it planned out well.
Man,
I've got to endure this whole thing. I'm going to have a drink.
that is great, I mean, it definitely is well thought out. And I love that building there anyway in the Ward Center.
And what a view.
So we're up there on the top, smoking cigars, drinking Glenlivet, and looking at the shoreline of Waikiki. What else can you ask for?
Not much.
So at Dave and Buster's, for
A couple
any of,
NFL guys were there too.
well,
but,
a couple
yeah,
of boys.
yeah.
You know what? That was overshadowed
I know by the great cigars.
by the great cigars, and all the friends that came out. And Tobaccos of Hawaii was our cigar company. Mm-hmm. Incredible cigars. In fact, I had one that Christopher, the owner, had given me.
Yeah.
A personal one, and that was unbelievable, the one I smoked the other night. Great, great cigar. So Tobaccos of Hawaii, they have 3 shops. Go and visit them. Grab some cigars. They got all kinds of events. They list them all over the place. We're going to start doing a little more of cigar smokers, right?
Right.
So there's a lot going on, and we're here to tell you all about it. That's what we like to do. We like to inform, have a couple of laughs, and then learn ourselves. Well, I'm all about learning. It's funny. People always say, well, you're a chef, you're getting kind of old. You probably know it all, right? I'm always learning. I'm a learner. I watch, I learn. I'm learning from these young guys and girls that are out there, like Chef Nicole, Chef Norman. These guys are incredible. They're teaching me new stuff. Right. I don't know anything. I know what I know. I don't know it all. I mean, maybe.
Well, there's new things developing all the time, and so I think it's a give and take, and they can learn an awful lot from you too.
Well, yeah,
in your
but
30 years.
Yeah, I've gotten a few things that I can probably pass on, but I like, since I've been on the island, I like to thank everybody who's kind of stepped up and out to lend me a hand, because it's like for me, it's like a new country. It is. It's like a whole new way of life. So it's been very pleasurable, and remember. Our show's on every Friday night at 7 p.m. on K5. We're going to have all kinds of some new goodies happening. So I promise I will keep the website updated. If you want to come to the show, go there to chefrock.com. I'll have my email address there, and you can drop me a line. I did have one woman, if she is out there listening, her husband loves the TV show and wanted to get tickets. There's no fee for the tickets. I was going to kind of not say that and then say, hey, you know what, I'm doing you a nice favor, I'm going to put you up front. Well, we're going to put you up front. I want to make sure that when I drop you an email back that I'm going to tell you that you get front row seats. And we want to really take care of you guys for thinking of us. Basically, that's our show today. We had fun. We'll have some more guests on next week and then the following weeks. I always want to thank Laura. Thank you.
My pleasure for being here.
Johnny Valentine and the Candy Bullets and all our sponsors. You're listening to Chef Rock on AM 690. If you don't know the answer, we'll make it up, baby. Have a good day, my friends. Stay hungry. All right.